Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you. This is a new presentation from www.central-mosque.com and the Humble Heart YouTube channel. It is the 41st episode of the Making Sense series, and today we're going to talk about the Deobandi split in Pakistan. What is going on? Before we begin talking about our subject, let me give you an example. There's something which is well known in the industry, and it is called the decoy effect. So let's say you go to a fast food establishment and you're looking for a drink, and they offer you a small and large. So the human mind is very simplistic, very binary, and you're able to calculate the difference. You say, okay, the small drink is 250, the large drink is 450. You're able to calculate, saying, okay, you know what, do I need a large one, do I need a small one, so on. So what they do is, on purpose, they put a medium in there to actually confuse your mind, right? So your mind no longer has a binary choice. This is called the decoy effect. Why I'm talking about it right here. So you have, a lot of people are confused between the Pakistan army and the Taliban. So it is a binary choice. They look at Pakistani army, they look at this guy, this thug, the robber, the corrupt politician Shehbaz Sharif. They look at Asim Munir, the general of Pakistan army, standing there with Donald Trump shaking hands. And then they see these guys, the Taliban, they're saying these guys with turbans, beards, following the Sunnah, mashallah. And their mind immediately makes the binary choice, i.e., this is evil, this is good, because they see people with beards, they see people with the Sunnah, so on. However, and this is an illusion of your mind. Basically, just because the Pakistan army is corrupt, the Pakistan army is selling the goodwill of the Ummah, the goodwill of Pakistani Muslims, oppressing the Pakistani Muslim, doesn't automatically mean the other side of the Taliban are right. And at some point we'll make videos about it. But at this point, please understand that the two can be equally true. So the Pakistan army can be corrupt and serving the hands of the non-Muslims. At the same time, the Taliban can also do that. I'll stop there because this needs a dedicated video to talk about the Taliban. Let's move on. As far as the ulama of Pakistan are concerned, they have always backed the state of Pakistan, and they have always had the unanimous opinion, that no armed or violent struggle against the state of Pakistan is permissible. So, a lot of people abuse the scholars, and they use language which is unsuitable for the scholars, for the stature of the scholars, and they say they're sellouts, bootlickers, etc., etc., etc. However, as far as the scholars are concerned, they believe the state of Pakistan to be a Muslim state, the constitution to be Islamically inclined. Therefore, they always back the state of Pakistan, and that is always going to be the case. And they always say that violent and armed struggle against the state of Pakistan is not permissible. What has been going on in the Pakistan for the last few years, everyone is very well aware. Imran Khan has been languishing in jail. His party is being, pursued. The members of his party are in jail. They're being oppressed. Their human rights have been violated. So what does Imran Khan actually stand for? Vast majority of the Muslims all over the world understand this instinctively. They understand that Imran Khan stands for honesty, integrity, and transparency. He tried to say no to the US bases in Pakistan, the drone attacks on Afghanistan. He wanted friendly relations with Afghanistan. He wanted a confederation of Islamic states. Particularly, he was working on standardization of the halal food ingredients and halal meat and so on. He was very firm on taking action on Islamophobia and upon respecting the honor and dignity of Rasulullah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All of these things are good thing, and 90% of people of Pakistan, or I would say overwhelming majority of the Pakistani Muslims and Muslims worldwide, back Imran Khan. However, there is a crime that Imran Khan has committed, which according to the Deobandis is unforgivable. And I'm not talking about the ulama, that rank and file of Deobandis in Pakistan, the same thing. Imran Khan's support is in the Pashtun belt, and that means that it has eroded the support of the ulama and the Deobandis, at least politically. And that is one of the reasons why many of the Deobandis in Pakistan and worldwide do not support Imran Khan. Please keep that in mind. The ulama in Pakistan have remained absolutely silent about the oppression and the brutal affliction of torture upon the party of Imran Khan. For example, I'll just give you 3 examples before I move on. This is Dr. Yasmin Rashid. She's about 75 years old. She is a professor in a Pakistani medical university. A lot of Pakistani doctors that you see in the West are her students from Lahore. This 75-year-old woman who's a cancer survivor, she is now in jail, I believe, for 65 years or something like that. Imran Khan's wife, she wears a niqab. She married Imran Khan. She has nothing to do with politics or anything like that. She is in jail, I believe, for 14 or 17 years. Can't recall. This guy was an autistic adult, and his name is Zille Shah. The army brutally murdered him. His body was found. His skull was beaten and fractured and broken into pieces by a metal pipe, and his body parts were found all over the city of Lahore. So forget about the ulama not talking about the situation in Pakistan, which is dire. The constitution has been dismantled. The Supreme Court and everything has been torn apart. They're not talking about any of this. They're not talking about, yeah, and there are hundreds like that. Imran Khan's wife has not done anything. You can say that maybe Imran Khan did something. His wife, or Dr. Yasmin Rashid, Zilla Shah, this autistic man, had nothing to do with what the army has done, and they are doing this on a daily basis upon the people of Pakistan. So let's now turn to the ulama and what's going on. What is the split? So I'm going to break it down for you as to what is going on in Pakistan. So there is a Darul Uloom in Karachi, Jamiatul Rashid. This was the place of the late Mufti Rashid Ahmad Ludhianvi rahimahullah ta'ala. They are gone full hog in support of the Pakistan army. These pictures are not AI generated. This is the DGISPR, the Director General of, sort of like the spokesman of the Pakistan army. He visited Jamiatul Rashid, and here's Mufti Saab kissing his forehead. Here's Mufti Saab, the head of Jamiatul Rashid, sitting there in army fatigues. These are not AI. He actually has specific videos where he talks about these images, and they're haven't communicated with them to saying why you do that. They basically believe that Pakistani army or Pakistani military is basically defending the motherland, defending Pakistan, and they believe that if the military or the army is split up, then Pakistan will end up kind of like Syria and Iraq. And they say that again and again and again. Therefore they're saying, we don't say that the military has any, we don't say that the military is sinless or the military hasn't done anything wrong. However, we believe that by weakening the military, you weaken the state of Pakistan. So they fully, absolutely, totally, and with certainty back the Pakistan army, and that is their stance. So they have come out, and they're the most aligned with the state of Pakistan. And by the way, even in public or private, they don't talk about Imran Khan. They don't talk about what's happening, how the country has been dismantled brick by brick by what Pakistan has been doing, in collaborating with Donald Trump or stuff like that. They don't talk about anything. They simply back the Pakistan army, and this image is a manifestation of that. Is as simple as that. And once again, these are not AI generated image. This is their stance. They believe that to weaken the military, to criticize the military, and so on and so forth, is like to weaken the foundation of the state of Pakistan. So that's one segment of the Deobandis in Pakistan and their opinion. The second is Maulana Fazlur Rahman. So Maulana Fazlur Rahman is the head of Jamiatul Ulama Islam. It is a political party, of the Deobandis, although it claims to represent all of the sects of Islam, but it is primarily a Deobandi political party. And Maulana is very politically very, very astute. When you look at decades of his political participation, Maulana always finds some middle ground and some way to come close to the party in power. Doesn't matter whether the party belongs to the Benazir Bhutto's corrupt People's Party or Nawaz Sharif's corrupt Pakistan Muslim Party, Muslim League, or the military, anybody that may be. Maulana always remains close to the power corridors of Pakistan. He is able to navigate that, and remain close to power. 2 days ago, they held a press conference in Karachi, and Mufti Taqi Usmani, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, spoke. And they specifically spoke about the 27th Amendment. What the military of Pakistan has done, they have brutally cracked down on the party of Imran Khan, and they've introduced all of these constitutional amendments. And one of the constitutional amendments, the last one, 27th, it has elevated the head of Pakistan Army, which was Asim Munir. He was already a field marshal, to CDS. So he's basically the head of Army, Air Force, and Navy. That's one. And number two, constitutionally, for him and the president, they have given him lifetime immunity against all prosecution, all investigation, everything. And Mufti Taqi Usmani, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, very clearly stated, he goes, this lifetime immunity is against numerous verses of the Quran and numerous sayings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So once again, the second party is criticizing an aspect of the military to say, hey, what you've just assumed, lifetime immunity, is not from Islam. So unlike Jamiatul Rashid, the first group I told you, which are wholeheartedly, no matter what is backing the military, they have come out and they have criticized some aspect of the military. Now, all of this is, we don't really know what's happening behind the scenes, but Maulana and everybody else, this Maulana Fazlur Rahman and everybody else, was involved in the consultation for 27th Amendment, which passed somewhere in November. And they've just all of a sudden come out and started opposing this. Right, and that is unfortunately always been the case. Maulana was involved when another dictator of Pakistan, Pervez Musharraf, usurped power, and he basically changed the foreign policy of Pakistan and became supportive of America and war on terror, for which the relationships between Pakistani and Afghani Muslims are at a mess right now. Maulana was one of the people who originally opposed Musharraf, then became one of the backers, then supported his government, and so on and so forth, and is exactly the same thing. This 27th Amendment, Maulana was part, and his group was part of enacting this 27th Amendment. Anyway, so this is the second group. So don't think for a second that simply because they have come out and done a press conference about it, they're somehow, Allah knows why they're doing. I don't know. We can't judge the intentions of the people. This press conference that was done by Maulana Fazlur Rahman and Mufti Taqi Usmani, as you can see in this picture, they actually they issued 10 demands of the government, and this is something that they occasionally issue, and it is about implementation of Quran and Sunnah in Pakistan. It's about the implementation of dismantling of the usury interest-based system. They talked about this constitutional amendment about lifetime immunity to be rolled back. Pakistan should not get involved in disarming Hamas in Palestine, and so on. There's a third group, and this is Maulana Mengal. He belongs and he fully supports Maulana Fazlur Rahman. However, he also did a press conference and he specifically called out Mufti Taqi Usmani, and he specifically called out some other people. So although his opinion is very close to the second party where they're criticizing this lifetime immunity, however, he is more of a firecracker. He is more outspoken. So this is the third strand of the Deobandis. And so these are the three opinions in which the Deobandis are pretty much split on. A very, very minute amount of Deobandis actually favor Imran Khan. Now, all of these opinions, as I've tried to say, are diametrically opposed to majority of the people of Pakistan who overwhelmingly support Imran Khan and overwhelmingly do not, and I repeat again, do not support the actions of the military of Pakistan, either in foreign affairs when they're cozying up to America, or in domestic affairs where they are brutally cracking down and usurping the human rights of people. So these ulama are going in a completely different direction to what the people of Pakistan want and what the Ummah want, because even the Ummah overwhelmingly supports Imran Khan. So we are at a very interesting point in the trajectory of Pakistan, where the ulama are upon a path which is And I could understand if this was for the truth, if this was for the Quran and the Sunnah. This is a political position, and they've decided to take a political position, no matter which of these three strands you pick up, which is not in conformance to the people of Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.